Blackheads, medically called open comedones, are not dirty pores, but a predictable result of how hair follicles work. Every pore is the opening of a hair follicle. The follicle wall is lined by skin cells that mature and shed continuously. Sebum, skin oil, flows through the follicle to the surface, and when shedding becomes uneven, sticky, or excessive, those dead cells mix with sebum and compact into a plug. If the pore opening stays open to air, the surface of that plug oxidizes and darkens, which is why it looks black, even though the material inside is often pale and waxy. So preventing blackheads is not about scrubbing harder, squeezing more often, or chasing constant extractions, but about keeping the follicle lining shedding normally, keeping oil flowing outward instead of thickening and sticking inside the pore, protecting the skin barrier so chronic irritation stays low, and reducing day-to-day triggers such as friction, occlusion, sweat buildup, hair product residue, and incomplete removal of sunscreen or makeup film. Because comedones develop gradually and clear gradually, the most reliable results come from a calm, repeatable routine you can sustain for weeks and months, not a short burst of intense treatments that irritate the skin and force you to stop. And the most useful way to approach prevention is to run a simple daily system. Remove films thoroughly at night, keep the barrier comfortable every day, protect the skin from UV-driven inflammation daily. Use 1 or 2 proven pore-normalizing actives consistently at a tolerable frequency, and tighten a few background habits that quietly keep pores congested: pillowcases, phone screens, makeup tools, sweat, rubbing, and hair products touching the face. This is general educational information rather than a personal medical diagnosis. So if you have severe pain, deep nodules, scarring, rapidly worsening acne, or persistent irritation, it's safest to seek individualized care from a qualified clinician. Start by setting realistic expectations so you don't sabotage your progress with frustration. Pores are normal structures, and everyone has them. Your goal is not to erase pores, but to keep them clear and calm, so they appear smoother and less prominent, and so fewer new plugs form. And it helps to know that many tiny dots on the nose are not true blackheads, but sebaceous filaments, normal oil structures in pores that refill quickly. So the aim there is often to reduce their appearance rather than expecting permanent disappearance. When people repeatedly strip or squeeze sebaceous filaments, they irritate the pore opening and often make pores look larger and more obvious. So prevention must be gentle enough to keep the skin calm while being consistent enough to change the pore environment over time. The foundation of blackhead prevention begins with cleansing done correctly, because blackhead-prone routines typically fail in one of 2 ways: under-cleansing that leaves films behind, or over-cleansing that strips the barrier. Both can worsen congestion through different mechanisms. Under-cleansing leaves behind sunscreen, long-wear makeup, setting sprays, thicker moisturizers, environmental particles, and sometimes hair product residue. Those films behave like a sticky layer at the pore opening, trapping sebum and dead cells and encouraging plugs to compact. And this is especially common with water-resistant sunscreen and long-wear foundation, because the face can feel clean after a quick wash, while a thin film remains. Over-cleansing is the opposite error. Hot water, harsh detergents, frequent alcohol-based toners, stiff cleansing brushes, gritty scrubs, repeated deep cleaning steps, and cleansers that leave the skin squeaky can disrupt barrier function and inflame the pore opening. Inflamed skin sheds less evenly, becomes more reactive, and may produce rebound oil in response, creating the frustrating loop where the face feels oily and sensitive at the same time, and pores clog more easily. and then the person scrubs more, which perpetuates the cycle. A prevention-friendly cleanse is thorough but gentle. Use lukewarm water rather than hot heat, increases redness and barrier stress. Choose a cleanser that leaves skin comfortable rather than tight, and cleanse with fingertips and light pressure rather than abrasive tools. Massage the cleanser for about 20-30 seconds, focusing on blackhead-prone zones such as the nose, sides of the nose, chin, jawline, forehead, and any area that tends to feel bumpy. Then rinse thoroughly. More pressure and more friction do not equal better cleansing, and aggressive rubbing irritates follicles. If you wear makeup, tinted sunscreen, water-resistant sunscreen, or you apply multiple layers that can leave a film, add a first step at night to dissolve those films efficiently so you do not need friction. This can be an oil cleanser, cleansing balm, or micellar water, followed by your gentle cleanser. And the point is not to wash harder, but to remove films smarter. If you use micellar water, saturate the pad, press and hold briefly on areas with heavier product rather than rubbing aggressively. Wipe gently, and follow with a gentle rinse or cleanser to remove leftover surfactants that can irritate sensitive skin. If you use an oil cleanser or balm, apply to dry skin, massage lightly, then emulsify with water until it turns milky and rinses clean, followed by your regular cleanser, because residue left behind can contribute to congestion for some people, particularly around the nose, chin, and hairline. Avoid building your routine around gritty physical exfoliants, harsh brushes, rough washcloth friction, or frequent alcohol toners, because repeated micro-irritation around pores inflames follicles and disrupts orderly shedding. Skin may feel smoother for a short time after scrubbing, but the longer-term cost can be increased sensitivity, more visible texture, and less tolerance for proven actives. Morning cleansing should be individualized. Cleanse in the morning if you wake up oily, sweat at night, used heavier products before bed, or consistently see clearer pores with a gentle morning cleanse. If your skin is sensitive or easily irritated, a water rinse or very mild cleanser may be enough as long as your evening cleanse is thorough and consistent, because the evening cleanse is the one that must reliably remove sunscreen and environmental film. The second pillar is barrier support through moisturizer. Even if you are oily, because skipping moisturizer often backfires, a dehydrated, compromised barrier becomes more reactive, sheds unevenly, and tolerates effective pore-clearing actives poorly, and reactive skin can clog more easily. Barrier support is not just comfort, it's prevention biology, because stable, comfortable skin is more likely to shed normally and less likely to develop chronic, low-grade irritation that makes pores look larger and texture look worse. Choose a lightweight moisturizer that feels breathable rather than waxy. Ingredients that commonly support barrier function include glycerin for hydration, ceramides for barrier lipids, panthenol for soothing support, hyaluronic acid for water-binding hydration, and in many people niacinamide for barrier resilience and reduced redness. Apply a thin layer after cleansing, ideally while the skin is slightly damp, to reduce water loss. If you get shiny easily, choose gel cream or light lotion textures and keep the layer thin, because the goal is comfort without leaving a heavy film on blackhead-prone zones. Moisturizing also improves consistency. When your skin feels calm and comfortable, you're less tempted to chase harsh, deep cleaning and more likely to maintain a plan long enough to see results. The third pillar is daily sunscreen. Broad-spectrum SPF 30 or higher reduces UV-driven inflammation and long-term collagen breakdown that can make pores appear more prominent over time. And sunscreen is essential if you use exfoliating acids or retinoids, because those can increase sun sensitivity, Consistent sun protection can also reduce uneven tone and lingering marks that make texture look worse, and calmer skin generally tolerates blackhead preventive actives more easily. Apply sunscreen generously. Many adults need roughly 2 finger lengths for face and neck. Spread it evenly and reapply during extended outdoor exposure. If you sweat heavily, recognize that sweat plus sunscreen plus occlusion can increase congestion, so rinse or cleanse when possible and reapply rather than letting sweaty sunscreen sit for hours. If sunscreen feels greasy and makes you avoid it, experiment until you find a lightweight fluid, gel, or oil control formula you can wear consistently, because the most protective sunscreen is the one you actually use daily. Once cleansing, moisturizing, and sunscreen are stable, the most effective blackhead prevention comes from 1 or 2 evidence-based pore-normalizing actives used patiently and correctly at a frequency your skin can tolerate long-term. For most people, the 2 best-supported categories are salicylic acid, BHA, and topical retinoids, and the key is to introduce them slowly enough to avoid chronic irritation, because chronic irritation makes people stop, and stopping resets progress. Salicylic acid is oil-soluble, meaning it can penetrate into the pore lining and loosen the compact mixture of oil and dead cells that forms comedones. It also helps reduce the stickiness of shedding inside the follicle, which is central to blackhead formation. For prevention, a leave-on salicylic acid product in the 0.5% to 2% range is commonly used, but success depends more on sustainable frequency than on maximum strength. Start 2 nights per week for the first 2 weeks, then increase to 3 nights per week if your skin remains comfortable, and only move toward every other night if needed and well tolerated. Apply salicylic acid at night to clean. Completely dry skin, damp skin can increase stinging, and after applying, wait briefly and moisturize. If you are sensitive, buffer by applying a thin layer of moisturizer first, then salicylic acid, then moisturizer again, or apply salicylic acid only to blackhead-prone zones, like the nose and chin rather than the entire face. If you experience persistent stinging, redness, or flaking that doesn't settle after the initial adjustment period, reduce frequency and rebuild tolerance rather than pushing harder. Some people prefer a salicylic acid cleanser, which can be gentler because contact time is short. That can be useful for very sensitive skin, or for those new to acids, but for stubborn blackheads, a leave-on often works better because it has more time to act inside the pore lining. Either approach can work if it's consistent and not irritating. Retinoids are the other cornerstone because they normalize how skin cells mature and shed inside the follicle, reduce microcomedones, the invisible precursors of blackheads, and improve texture over time. They help prevent new clogs from forming, rather than only loosening existing ones. Over-the-counter adapalene 0.1% is commonly used for comedonal acne in many regions. Stronger retinoids may require prescription depending on where you live. Retinoids work best with a low and slow introduction. Use a pea-sized amount for the entire face, not a pea per zone. Applied at night